Why do I discourage men and women from going to friends and family for dating and relationship advice? I've got 8 reasons why, coming up next. What's good, everyone? Mario here. In this video, I want to speak to everyone out there and help you better understand why going to friends and family for dating and relationship advice just may not be something that you want to do. Or at least if you do it, go into it with a warning and open eyes. All right, so in this video, I'm going to give you 8 reasons why friends and family just may not be the best for dating and relationship advice. Before we get into that list, though, let me first remind you that if you're not fully satisfied with your current love life experiences online or in person, then I invite you to join my free Love Life Academy, where I'll send you video lessons as well as other opportunities and resources that are all designed to help you level up your game and your love life. So if you're really serious about making a positive impact in that aspect of your life, take a few seconds, click the link in the description, invest in yourself and your future. All right, we'd love to have you. Okay, so let's get to our list of 8 reasons why friends and family just may not be the best for dating and relationship advice. Starting with number 1, they want to protect your feelings. So if they're your friends or your family, they care about you. They care about your feelings. They want to make sure that you're feeling good. They definitely do not want to say something to you that makes you feel bad, and they don't want to be the reason that you're feeling bad. They just want you to be feeling good all the time, right? So it's not something that is going to be as helpful to you when you go to them for dating or relationship advice, because what you might need to hear is exactly what they're going to be withholding, because they want to protect your feelings. That's just the cost of that relationship. They're too close that they don't feel confident or comfortable telling you something that may affect your feelings. All right. Number 2, again, because they're so close to you, your friends and family may not want to do anything that damages their relationship with you. So if they give you the sort of advice that you didn't want to hear but maybe needed to, it might be very unpopular. It might not be well received, and that's their concern. They don't want to damage the relationship. So most people are conflict averse and would rather just avoid it. So that means you don't get the advice that you maybe needed to hear if they knew to give it to you. All right. Number 3, very often the people that you're going to go to for advice aren't going to give you like some well thought out advice. It might not even be anything original. Oftentimes what people are doing are going to be, well, they're just going to be repeating the cycle of what they were taught. So you're like, if you go to your parents, they're going to tell you what their parents told them, very likely. Your friends are probably going to tell you what their friends or their parents told them. So it's just basically a cycle of unoriginal thought, uneducated thought. But I have a thought on this. It just wasn't very original, well thought out, and it's just something that was passed along to me. How good it is, they're not sure, but that's their take. So be careful with that. All right, number 4, aptitude matters. All right, so think about that. Aptitude. Is everyone apt for having such great competence when it comes to dating and relationships? Let's think about that. Do you think that everybody is inclined musically, or is everybody just as talented athletically? What about with intelligence or humor? Or are those gifts distributed unevenly, unequally, where some people are really good at it, some people are okay, and some people are like, oh my God, you can't even draw a stick figure. All right, so we're all blessed in different ways. But aptitude does matter when you go to people, because you might go to your friends or family and they might be your best friends. They might be your family members. They might love you and have great intentions. But if their aptitude isn't high enough, they just may not be great at understanding the social and romantic matters, and their advice is not going to be the best then. So you need to understand that not everybody is set up equally. I mean, that's one of the things that I kind of talk about myself, is like, this sort of social scene makes more sense to me than it does to other people. Doesn't make me like the best in the world, but it means that I can recognize that I can see things and make sense of things that others people can't. And that's the conflict that we run into when we go to friends and family. We think like they're great, they're smart, they've got a great career, or they have a relationship that's going pretty well, or they've got some years on them, they've got wisdom. And the thing is, you have to understand that aptitude matters. All right. Number 5, what else matters is experience. All right. You might be going to somebody who doesn't have any experience. It's like when you're a teenager, you're going to your friends for advice about women or girls or boys or sex, and they're like this much less clueless than you. All right. Experience matters. And you know what's interesting about the dating and relationship scene is that you really don't get too much experience when you think about it. I mean, what do you have? A few years maybe in your 20s when you're seriously rocking it in the dating scene. Maybe, because that's assuming that you really you know how to maneuver and take advantage of those years. And a lot of times you need to understand that dating portion of your life is just a few years. Imagine just a few years to master something. All right. Not 50, not 20, not 30, not 10 even sometimes. You're going to people who have just a few years of dating experience, and that's all that they have to kind of speak to you from, or that's how much they had before they entered the next stage of their life, which was a relationship or more. And so what I'm saying is people don't stay in the dating scene long enough to really have a lot of experience. So you really have to find people with the aptitude and a level of experience that really can benefit you. And that's not necessarily easy to find. Remember, the best people at dating aren't going to date that long. So even if they were pretty good at maneuvering that scene 10 years ago, well, I'll tell you, anyone who's been out of the dating scene for 10 years, it's rusty. Ask anybody who's come out of a divorce, anybody who's coming out of a relationship and broken up. You come back out and you're like, shit, this dating thing is so new. I'm so rusty. It's so different. Well, even for the people that you respect and love in your life, your friends and family, if it's been a while or if they only had a few years to kind of fine tune their strategies when it came to dating, well, that's something that you need to take into account. All right. Number 6, education matters. All right. Education, purposely educating yourself on matters involving dating and relationships. This is something that most people aren't doing. You're doing it right now. You're watching this video, right? You're taking a proactive approach to improve your knowledge and your skill set, your awareness, so that you can better, maneuver this social scene. Here's the thing. Most people don't invest in these areas of, oh, I really want to understand what makes men tick, what makes women tick, what are better strategies for attraction. Most people don't think about that. Most people don't read a book in a year, let alone one devoted to improving your standing or your results romantically. All right. So people really don't educate themselves. They haven't read a book. They haven't really had these discussions. They haven't really pursued investment of knowledge in this area. So you need to understand that. All right, you're just going to people who are like, well, I had this one experience one time. All right, but no formal education. Not that you need a degree, but you need an investment. And what I'm telling you is that beyond any sort of degree, that shit doesn't matter to me. But if people haven't invested in an education, that matters if you're going to them for advice on a particular subject. All right. Number 7, mistaking the role of chance or luck. All right. So, sure, you have friends and family who have had some success, and you're like, well, maybe they can tell me what works. Maybe they can, but maybe you also need to consider the role of luck or chance in their success, because if luck or chance played a really large role, then the information that they might pass along to you might not work for you because it's not a repeatable pattern. Sure, even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? But you don't wear it on your watch, or you don't wear a watch with a broken time and just go around thinking like, well, it's right twice a day, so I can look at it any other time of day. No, you need to acknowledge that shit is luck and it's random. And sometimes you just need to acknowledge that from the source, because there are a lot of people out there. And that's one of the things that you need to understand about dating and relationships, is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be knowing everything. Sometimes just being right once, or just being right in the right moment, at the right time, at the right place, that's more important than anything else. All right. And that's why some people succeed, but it's not necessarily repeatable. So keep that in mind when you're listening to people. All right. And last, people lack the balance between two sides. All right. On one side, you have feelings and sensitivity, and over here, logic and reason. People in general, I say 3/4 of the population by sort of personality type ratios, are going to be more inclined to be leaning towards, taking in and really coming from a place of feelings and sensitivity when it comes to discussing your situation. That's great that they're going to be sensitive to your feelings. But again, remember, if they're sensitive, they're going to be caring about your feelings, but they're going to care about your feelings more than your results. And then on the other side is if they're not really balanced, like they're not using any logic or reason, or they're using only logic and reason. Well, if you only use logic and reason, then you're lacking some of that balance with feelings and sensitivity. That will allow you to kind of speak to somebody in a way that will not only get them results, but in a way that is sensitive and that they can hear from. You don't want to hear just information that's all about getting the results, but has no compassion for you at all. So there's a balance that you'll need to find. What I would like you to understand, though, is most people will be over here with the feelings and sensitivity, and they need more logic and reason because they need that balance to give you the best advice. And that's something that a lot of people struggle with. You need to be about results, sometimes more than your feelings, all right? But you need some concern for your feelings. I can tell you as a coach, I really value the logic and reason, using facts and evidence to get to an outcome. But at the same time, it means nothing if I can't reach somebody through sensitivity and being observant of their feelings in the situation. So you really need a balance. But what I'm telling you is most people are balanced way too heavily on feelings and sensitivity, and they need more of the rational, logical side to come back here, that would be ideal for you. But most people, you need to understand, are way down here and they've done nothing to kind of improve that. Something you need to consider because you need great sources for advice that's really going to impact, well, the most important maybe area of your life, your romantic life. So something to keep in mind. All right, so there we have it. 8 reasons why friends and family, I know they have great intentions, they like you, they love you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have great advice. So go into it a little reserved. Listen, because not everybody's, going to do more than listening to friends and family. But if you are, there are some ways, like working with someone like myself that can help you out and get you through some things unbiased without the sort of positions of like, well, I care about your feelings and in our relationship, so I can't tell you this. No, people like me can tell you, what's real, what you need to hear, and also with a little bit of compassion. But if you listen to your friends and family, just go into it with your mind open to remembering like shit. Remember, let's look out for some of these warning signs. I might not take everything that they say just at 100%. I need to think for myself as well. All right. So you all think about that. If you have any other thoughts or comments, throw those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. I know there's a lot more to this topic, but had to kind of just throw in some thoughts right here. 8 good reasons for you to kind of consider. All right. You all remember, if you want better results, you got to become better. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you're ready to level up your love life, take 30 seconds to visit my website right now. Join my free academy. I'll send you exclusive content and invitations to participate in my online group conference calls. And if you're ready for serious change, sign up for a free barrier breakthrough phone call with me.